Well, your dad's best. He was looking like a soccer boy's. It was sick.
So what? Who cares?
Who cared? I mean, no, dude, that's wrong. That's wrong.
No, it's not wrong, dude. My biological father served his time. Y'all need to leave him the fuck alone.
He got out and he started stalking kids.
So if he was doing that, that's not your place to do anything.
That's like my first question is, because I looked at your Pinterest, and I was kind of horrified at some of the pictures in the comments.
Those comments were not made by me, Marty. Those comments were on the Pinterest pictures when I loaded them.
Okay, what was like your campaign for raising trans youth awareness? What was your campaign for trans youth awareness?
Because one of my coworkers, Austin, who is a trans male, was getting harassed at work, and he wanted to help doing transgender awareness.
Okay, it just seems like odd because it was strictly pictures of kids, like boys in dresses, and saying that they're easy to convince. Like,
as my ex-wife Scarlett was telling you.
Yes.
As my ex-wife was telling you before, those weren't the only images we used. Those were just some of the best pictures for what we were doing.
Okay, I'm going to look back at some of these pictures here. One moment here. Like, some of them are they're very scantily clad. The one that really strikes me is that young, feminized soccer boys are easy to convince. But what are they easy to convince? I don't understand that fully.
Those comments were part of the picture. When we copied the pictures, we didn't use the comments that were on there. Those comments were already on the pictures on Pinterest.
Okay, and I see like what a wonderful dress for a cute boy, and there's like a 10-year-old boy's like head cut out and pasted over an adult woman's body. That to me, like, it seems like sexualizing children.
I understand about the comments, and I understand your concern on that, but that was not what we were going for. We were just using the pictures, not the comments.
Okay, like, I'm gonna show one of these here, and I don't know if this is gonna get my stream taken down. Very well might, but here, wrong. Okay, feminized soccer boys are easy to convince. Like, what drew you to this picture? What was like the goal?
The reason we selected those pictures is because the high prominence of transgender youth nowadays.
Sure. This is the man who you said you were going to his mother and sister, and I understand you're probably a bit on guard.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Hello, Mr. Schmeckle.
I couldn't pass the opportunity to come up and talk to the man, the myth himself.
Hey, Schmeckle Cat. Hey, Schmeckle Cat.
I'm here.
That was just that was just my way of getting your guys' attention to let you know I was listening to what you guys were saying.
No, were you watching it? You were watching the stream?
I guess so.
That's all right. I didn't take any offense to it. It's quite all right.
Yes, I was watching the live stream last night and the night before.
Awesome.
Does this look at all inappropriate to you? Like, it's kind of weird. It, like, it honestly made me feel like sick to my stomach. Maybe I'm getting the wrong idea here.
Under the circumstances of the way you guys are putting it out there, yeah, it would be inappropriate. But
okay.
you're misusing the purpose of what those pictures were used for.
Okay, what are feminized soccer boys easily convinced of, or convinced to? what are they easily convinced of or to?
I have no idea what those comments on there are referring to because those were on the pictures when we selected the pictures themselves.
Okay.
If you go on, if
It must have stood out to you, like to save it and use it for later.
if you go onto Pinterest and you type in transgender youth and they look at images, those comments are on there.
Right on. I can't say that's something I've done yet.
You said this was for transgender awareness, or youth?
Transgender youth awareness.
Yeah, I'm just a little shocked here. What did these pictures have to do with promoting Austin's plight? Like, what did that end up developing?
Austin asked me to help him to put together a transgender youth awareness thing for Alaska because Alaska has some of the strictest laws for transgender.
I've been asked this a million times, and I don't know if this is off base and inappropriate to ask, but can I ask what happened with Connie?
Connie died in a house fire when Connie died in a house fire while I was in prison.
Fair enough. Can I ask, like, how, like, what your relationship's like with Chance? Like, does he know what you've done or, like, the details of it? Because I've heard him refer to you as his brother before.
Chance knows all about my past.
Okay, can I ask why you're
The reason he refers to me as his brother is because my mother adopted him when he was in the hospital as a baby.
I mean, wouldn't you call you his father, though? Stepping over a line.
I don't. Yeah, I don't
No,
know.
he does not call me dad at all. He only calls me as his brother. He calls me Mark. That's it.
Oh, sorry. Gotcha.
I mean, I guess like the Pinterest story is somewhat plausible. Like after,
And I'm really upset that you get. Hey, Marty, listen
Sure.
for a second, please.
Sure.
Marty, listen for a second, please.
Okay.
Please leave Aaron Morris out of this. He's already fired me over this because it's bad for his business. Even though I've had no issues in 2 years I've worked for him, but it's now hurting his business.
What was his reasons of letting you go?
Because of this, the comments you guys are, plus the emails you sent and the Pinterest and everything else. It was the whole and combined thing.
Does look pretty sinister with those comments on there. I mean, I guess. Well, I don't know if that through to Chance, but he just this kid, he just doesn't seem to really learn things.
No chance. Let me say something, Marty, and this is not in defense of my son. My son has no understanding of how to stop when he's told to stop, and I can have no control over that. He doesn't listen to me at all.
Well, I can't really fault you there. He doesn't seem to listen to too much of anyone.
I understand the issues you guys have with Chance over the blind Billy thing, but I don't have any control over what he has. I have no knowledge of what he has or hasn't done. I just know what my mother's told me in the last 3 days.
Sure, absolutely. I mean,
could you give us your take on it, if you wouldn't mind?
I have no, I have no take on that because I have no knowledge of what happened or allegedly happened or anything else. All my mother has told me is that you guys were harassing him about this issue, and then now you guys were harassing me, jumping on me.
Fair enough.
When I have not had any problems since I've gotten off parole or anything else.
Did this campaign go anywhere? Like, is there any evidence of it existing?
Okay, I can't hear half of what you guys are saying because the video is playing in the background.
Sure, absolutely. Is there any evidence of this campaign for Austin existing?
Not anymore. It's been 2 years almost since it happened.
But
So it's been that long ago, and I've deleted all the stuff. The only reason that Pinterest page wasn't deleted, like you guys have said, is because I don't have the password to delete it anymore. It's been 2 years since this was done, and I'd have no way to get in there and close that account out. Otherwise, it would have been gone a year ago.
is there anybody who has any awareness or recollection of it?
I don't even know how to get a hold of Austin anymore. He has since. He was terminated from ABC, where we worked at the time, because of his being transgender, and he took all the stuff with him. So I have no knowledge of where anything's at anymore. If there was a way to get a hold of it, I would, and I'd show you. But he is no longer even in Alaska that I know of.
Sure. I mean, it would just go such a long way to verify that this was for an actual PSA. And I'm just trying to be as objective as possible. Because just from what it looked like to me, upon first glance, soccer boys are easy to convince. He's wearing a dress and he looks sheepish. It looks pretty bad.
Hey, Marty, I know, I understand that. What you need to do is just sometime on your own time, go onto Pinterest and look up transgender youth or transgender girls and see what pictures it pulls up. Those comments are there. Those are not my comments. That's why we use the pictures only, not the comments with them.
Fair enough.
If you were to talk to my parole officer, Matt Matthews, my former parole officer, he would tell you that I had no incidents in the 4 years that I was on parole after I got out of prison. And I've had no issues through today. I keep in contact with my parole officer at least once a month just to let him know that I'm doing good.
Sure. I mean, you have somebody here saying that a convicted offender looking up children in compromising positions. Well, I
went back and looked at that Pinterest page yesterday. I pulled it up and looked at it, and the only scantily clad ones I saw were 19, 20-year-olds, and those are legal age, so there's nothing illegal about that at all.
I'm not saying that it's necessarily illegal, but just it made me kind of feel like repulsed and revolted. Like, I just don't understand what they were. Where were you looking to find a picture of a boy saying that?
All I typed in on Pinterest was transgender youth, transgender female, transgender girl, and those were the pictures that pulled up.
Fair enough. I don't know. There's just no evidence of this campaign. You would think there'd be, with social media raising awareness of it. Like, who is this Austin person's last name? Like, they've just vanished. They're nowhere to be found.
I actually never knew Austin's last name. It wasn't until the last few months that he was working there that I was getting to know him. He invited me to his birthday party at the Blue Moon, which is a gay bar in town. I went to that just to support him with his friends. But because, as you know, my older brother, who has passed away, was gay, and I have a lot of friends that are gay because of that. So I had no problem going to this birthday party with him, and that's when we talked about doing transgender awareness. And what he did with the information after Scarlett and I helped put it together, that was the end of it. I have no idea what he actually did with the information. But the reason we did it is because the Alaska transgender laws, especially pertaining to youth, are so strict. You guys talked about the cyberbullying and all that stuff that you guys and Chance and everybody else has mentioned over the time that I've been paying attention to this. Okay, that was the major thing that was happening up here. Is the kids that are known to be transgender up here were being bullied in school. They were not being allowed to use appropriate bathrooms. Alaska, up until last year, did not have protections for transgender youth being able to be in school and be safe.
So yeah, and Scarlett said that you were married at one point. Is that true?
Yeah, we were married for 2 years. She divorced me because I couldn't give her any kids. I can't have kids anymore. Okay,
I thought Scarlett was transgender though.
No.
Hang on a second here. Scarlett, I think I just looked this up. Yeah. I did notice something else about the Pinterest. Like a lot of the links of the people who posted them that were attached, like have all been deleted.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I can't delete it because I don't have the password to get in there and delete it. So I can't even get off there. I want that thing. That thing should have been gone a year and a half ago. But I can't delete it because I don't have any way to get into the account and delete it.
Yeah, I'm not seeing like a single picture of a trans man on here though. It's just boys as girls.
Because that wasn't the only site that we used for getting pictures. That was just where some of the better pictures were for what we wanted to use for higher quality pictures.
But there's not like a single picture of a girl dressed as a man here, like Austin.
That's what I'm telling you. We didn't use pictures from all of our pictures that we used. We didn't use all the pictures that were on Pinterest. We just selected those pictures as possible pictures, and then we went from there.
But there's got to be plenty of pictures of young trans men, and you, for whatever reason, didn't choose to select a single one of those, which to me just doesn't seem like it would be sympathetic to Austin's plight.
Well, like I said, we were doing it for transgender youth, not specifically for Austin himself. It was just for transgender youth in general. He thought that would be a way to get more information out there about transgenders, period. Because of his main issue that he wanted to push was for transgender youth, not for himself.
Okay.
But just do me one favor, please. I've already lost my job over this. Please leave Aaron alone. Drop all the BS with Aaron. He's already fired me over this. He doesn't need any more bad publicity. He's run a good business. He's been the best boss I've had in years. And he knew over a year ago about my past, and he kept me on because there were no issues. I wasn't causing any issues at work. I wasn't messing with anybody. I wasn't doing nothing. And that's why he kept me on for the last year.
Okay, I know that Chance is raising a campaign of his own to have the guy protested. He feels that he doesn't know how to run a business properly.
My boss knows it. My boss knows how to run a business. That's why he let me go, because he knows what this could do to his business. He likes me as an employee. I've done no wrong in the 2 years I've worked for him. I have supported him, and I've done extra jobs for him to help him keep his business going. My vehicle that I own, I bought from my boss because I know his business and I trust him, and he trusts me. And that's why he knows I'm not going to do anything. He knew I wasn't going to do anything, but it's because of the bad publicity towards his business that I got fired.
You think he'd look past that, you know?
He would if it wasn't damaging his business.
I get that. But he employed Austin, so you would think he'd be aware of your campaign.
No. Okay, you're missing the point. That was when I worked with Austin. That was at ABC.
Okay.
2 different jobs.
Right on. So he branched out.
I haven't worked at ABC in 2 years.
Okay.
I quit that job because the owner was with my pay. And then I went to work for Eris about a month later. I have no problem being on here and answering your guys' questions because I know, and anybody that knows me, all what few friends I have after being out of prison, I've only been out of prison for 6 years. What friends I do know, or that do know me, will stand by me and tell you that I'm not doing anything illegal or wrong.
Is there anyone who knows Austin?
No,
No, I've got family.
Anyone
I've
who
got
knows
family.
himself.
I've got my family family and friends that live around here by me. That, and I'm not going to give any names out because I don't want them being harassed as well. But I've got 7 or 8 friends that live in the trailer court where I live, and they will stand by me 100% because they know I'm not doing anything wrong, and I haven't done anything wrong, and I'm trying to better my life because of the one up I did in '94.
Sure.
I admit that I fucked back in '94. I have had no problems with that. I went through sex offender treatment. I went through it for 4 years, completed it with the highest grades I could get in it for doing homework and everything else that we had to do, and applying techniques that they teach us to no longer reoffend. And I haven't reoffended. I've been out of prison for 6 years, been off parole for 4 years. Because I am doing good. I'm not doing anything like that wrong.
Right on. It just seems weird that, how old were you when you brutally raped the 14-year-old on the bike path?
I was 26 years old.
Okay.
I'm 53 now.
Right on. I guess there are people who argue for the capacity of reform and rehabilitation, but I don't know that compiling pictures of kids and sexual positions and with comments necessarily indicates that. And I'm sorry for being skeptical.
Well, Marty, you are entitled to your opinion. I will give you that. But the truth is the truth, and I'm trying to put it out there. That's why I'm on here with you right now.
I kind of think it's more along the lines of self-preservation. That's understandable. Like, I still think you are employed there. It's just, my hunch.
Actually, I am not. I got fired today. I got told I turned in my key today and was told not to come back.
Well, if this guy fired you over this, then I let the people go crazy on Edward, whatever his name is, because if he really, saw you as a valuable employee and as a good guy, you said yourself you went backwards over for him, and the guy just goes and fires you instead of says, okay, well, let's figure out how we can, stop this. Then
actually,
let him have it.
Okay, listen here for a second, Smeckle Cat.
Sure.
Because he did tell me that he was going to give me some time off and let this blow over. But when you guys started attacking his star rating on his business, he went from a perfect 5.0 business down to a 4.8 overnight because the comments that were posted with my name specifically on it. Because it had my name specifically on those comments, that's the reason he let me go.
Well, I feel we should drop him down to a 3.8 just for firing you for this bullshit. A little justice for yourself, Let's keep him going down, I say, If he's going to be that way.
I don't want that for Aaron and his family. Aaron has a family that he's got to raise. He's only in his 30s. He's had this business for 8 years, and he wants to keep it. He wants to make his life out of it, and I think he deserves it. He's done right by it.
I'm the
one that has the problems because of my past. It's not Aaron. I'm the one that screwed up. I'm the one that went to prison. I'm the one that did my time. I'm the one that's got to survive through this. He doesn't have to go through this. He doesn't have to survive through this. I do.
Did he know about your background when he hired you?
No, he didn't know until a year ago.
Okay.
Because I don't have to register as a sex offender. I'm not required by law to notify my employers any longer. Now that I'm off parole, I don't have to notify my employers of my past. It's the only reason he found out is because I had talked to him once about being in jail, And he pushed the issue and kept pushing the issue until I explained to him what my past was.
Well,
He was ready to. He wanted to fire me then, but he considered me such a good employee. He kept me on and tried to look past this.
well,
Now this has come up, and it's made it harder for him to keep me on.
wouldn't that come up on a background check though?
He didn't do background check.
Oh, well, he up then. I mean, he's hiring a pedophile or a fucking rapist.
I'm not a pedophile. There's a
Sure,
difference.
you are.
I
can see it in your eyes, Rupel. You are definitely a pedophile. You remind me of a man named Tony.
First off, my name's not Rupel. First off, my name is not Rupel. It's Angus.
Anus?
I had my name legally changed 5 years ago.
You said your name is Anus?
No, I said Angus. Now, don't even go there right
Angus,
now.
like the beef.
Right, exactly.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna call you.
Anyhow,
because you're an
I was not required to.
Your son threatened me to wave the gun at me tonight, and he challenged me to a fight. I will be showing up to.
I don't think Angus really cares about that, to be honest.
Edward, or whatever his name is, we'll call him Zach. I think he's an asshole, and I encourage everybody to lower that to a 2-star rating. If he's gonna fire, a hardworking man, fresh out of jail, and he's got a family as well to think about. And if he fires you, I say we get him down to a 2-star rating. Crashes, burn his business down to like Connie's house. Let's just burn it down.
And please don't talk about Connie like that. Connie was the love of my life from elementary school. We were married for quite a long time, and her death hurt me hard.
Wait, Sally said
she died in a house fire that was because
of
a
start,
wood stove.
By the way, how did the fire start?
A wood stove. She was using a wood stove that didn't have proper piping through the walls. She ran a single wall stovepipe through the walls, and it got too hot and burned down the house.
I heard it was on Chance's birthday.
Actually, it was on Buddy's birthday.
Buddy's birthday.
My oldest son.
Yeah. I heard she up Buddy's birthday cake, so they burnt the house down with her inside of it.
Not even close.
Oh,
no.
Well, that was just a rumor.
Don't even start that. Don't even start anything bad like that, please.
I'm sorry.
I'm nice enough to come on here and talk to you.
No, I'm sorry. I apologize.
Don't disrespect my late wife like that, please.
Sally said
she doesn't deserve any of this.
Sally said she was fully disabled?
No, she wasn't.
Just mentally?
She had some mental issues, yes. She had problems with ADHD, and I can't remember what the other one was that she had. But she did have some mental issues that made it hard for her to get some stuff done. It took me 3 years to teach her how to drive a car. And I drive a stick shift, so.
Were you in protective custody when you were in prison?
No, I was not. I was in general population.
How are you still walking right now?
I've had my fights. I've got my scars. But once I stood my ground and let people know that, and I never denied when I was in prison. I never denied what I was in prison for. That's part of what saved me. I did not deny my case.
What's that? What's that tattoo on your chest there? What is that?
Which one? I've got
that one on your
tattoos.
left. That one on your left shoulder there.
What? This one here?
Yeah.
That's a Celtic knot with a lion in it.
Were you that big of a loser that you couldn't get pussy at 26, so you had the 14-year-old?
No, that's not what happened at all.
Then why the 14-year-old?
Yeah, I've read.
I'm not going to get into that on live video.
It's been extensively evaluated. You took her about 50 feet off of a bike path. You held a T-shirt over her head. You threatened her life, and then you called the police saying that the guy looks like you but wasn't you. But your bike tires lined up perfectly, and there was like a gross preponderance of evidence. I would love to know what happened if they're getting it wrong.
I am not going to go and get into this on live video.
Do I have any of the details incorrect?
You have some of it incorrect, but that's because the courts had it incorrect. So I'm not going to argue that because you're reading the documents correctly.
Okay, what aspects?
I was convicted solely on circumstantial evidence. There was actually no physical evidence to convict me. But that's neither here nor there. I was convicted. I did the time.
But hang on a second. Wasn't your front and back tire identical? I think they're actually different makes and models.
they said that they were similar. But if you also looked in that area where the crime was committed at, there were many bicycles that went down there. Not only that, but that bike path where that happened at was on my way to work. That I rode that bike every day. My bike tracks were going to be there.
Right on. And there was just another guy who was identical to you along the bike path, or
I'm not saying that. I'm just telling you that I was convicted on circumstantial evidence. They had no definite proof that it was me that did it. DNA didn't prove it was me. Nothing. But I was convicted on the preponderance of the evidence. There was too much evidence that said it could be me, so I was convicted, and I'm leaving it at that.
Despite the fact that you've got a warrant out for your arrest.
what?
Oh, sorry, Dad, get out of here. But that's the old man.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know. It's pretty. I'd probably shy away from any type of youth activity or anything like that. I mean, if I had that conviction,
Yeah, like campaigning for any sort of youth. It looks. I mean, there's a guy who also did that. His name was Jerry Sandusky.
Do you know who that is?
Actually, I do know who that is because I'm a football fan.
There you go.
Oh, okay.
But the whole thing is I have ever since that one project I did with Austin, I have not done any other project like that. I do support the STAR program here in Alaska, which is Stand Together for Awareness, because of the things that have happened in my past. Because there are a lot of things that you guys don't know about my past, and I'm not going to throw it out there. But there is a lot of things out there that affect how people live, and it affected my life as well. And so I have, as part of my treatment and my not a reoffending, I actually donate money to and support the STAR program up here.
Chance once asked a friend of mine for nude photos of his deceased girlfriend. Would it be far of me to ask for nudes of Connie?
I would shoot you for that.
Oh.
Well, there you go. I mean, I'm glad he said that. Because I mean, I happen to be that person, and Chance asked me for that. Then he accused me of murdering her. How did you feel? Granted, you were in custody at the time, so you couldn't have murdered her. But how did you feel if those accusations were levied your way?
I would have been very badly hurt because Connie and I were still madly in love to the day she died.
Chance has threatened our lives as well with a gun and has claimed to have military training. Have you ever taught him how to use a gun, or has he ever fired a gun that you know of?
My stepfather was in the military. Not Ed, but my stepfather that was married to my mother when they adopted Chance was an airborne ranger, and so he most likely does have the knowledge and know-how.
Gotcha.
But not from me.
Do you have a gun?
I have not physically seen Chance since he was about 5 weeks old.
Do you have a weapon to shoot me if I were to ask for the nudes?
No, I'm not allowed to.
Oh, okay. Well, then, may I have nudes of Connie?
Yourself.
Oh, okay.
I don't have any nudes. I don't have any nudes of Connie anyway.
Do you have a picture of her you could show us?
Actually, no, I don't. I don't have a lot of the stuff that I had before I went to prison.
Unfortunate.
I lost a lot of stuff.
Do you ever plan on seeing him, or is it just kind of something that you don't have much of an interest in? And I don't blame you if that's the case.
I saw Chance when I was in Ohio in 2018. I was actually down there for a while, and I saw him and my mother both.
What did you guys do?
Just went out to dinner.
Right on.
Was it at Applebee?
No, actually, I don't even remember where we went.
Oh, okay.
It was in Ohio. It was in North Canton.
Yeah, he doesn't have a good track record at Applebee's, but I mean that's neither here nor there.
I don't either. I worked at Applebee's for 3 days and got fired.
Really? It wasn't because people were leaving bad reviews, was it?
No, actually, it was because the regional manager told me not to talk to anybody about being in prison, and half the employees were former prisoners. And one of the one of the assistant managers asked me where I got my tattoos done at, and I said on the inside. Well, she went and reported it to the regional manager, and I was fired on the spot.
You know, that's disheartening too. If you'd like to give the address and name of the Applebee's, I'm sure we could lower their rating as well as Morris.
No, no, they've just lost my business for the rest of my life. Because although they do have good food, I will not go in there and eat.
What are your plans moving forward now that you're not working at the?
Find another job somewhere and keep it not listed on Facebook so people can harass me.
It's a smart move.
Yeah,
wherever I go to work, I'm going to keep it private.
Do you have any plans of going back to Ohio?
No, not at this time. I was only down there. I was actually working for my aunt that lived in Akron or North Canton, Ohio. She brought me down there to help her work on her house, but she's since passed away. So I have, other than my son and my mother, I have no reason to go down there, and they don't usually associate with me except for the last. I haven't spoke to Chance since he was 21. It was the last time I spoke to him, other than when I saw him in Ohio.
If I don't want to hope this isn't a touchy subject, but if your mother were to pass away, think he'd come to live with you, or what do you think would happen to him? Because he's got
I couldn't handle him.
Yeah. What do you think would happen to him then? I mean, what would he do? He refuses to get a job. He's got no money saved up. I mean, do you think about that at all?
I have no idea. I haven't thought about that because to me, I've lost the rest of my family. My grandmother, all of my aunts, my dad have all passed away. The only family I have left is my brothers and sisters and my mom and my son. And that's it. And to think of mom being gone, it's not something I try to think about.
I mean, yeah, but it's bound to happen. It's something you should maybe have planned for or prepared for.
Well, my whole thought on this right now, and that's just right at this minute, is hopefully by the time mom passes away, Chance will get his straight and do something with himself.
Yeah.
With the videos I've seen in the last 3 days, it's my hopes on that is dropping drastically, but that's what I hope for.
Well,
I mean, hopefully Buddy's doing better than Cyraxx is, or Chance.
Buddy is doing good. I have no contact with him. He was adopted by his foster parents when he was 5 years old, and they live down in the lower 48 somewhere. And he refuses any contact with any of our family at all.
Yeah, I mean, so you wouldn't want to say invest in his musical career or his e-racing?
I don't know anything about that, and I've heard him sing, and no thank you.
I was going to ask if you've heard any of his music. Well, that's what's going to take him far, his music. Have you seen any of his artwork?
Actually, I have seen some of his artwork. It's the abstract stuff, but that's about it. And he does better than I do, so I can't complain there.
Yeah, he drew a cityscape that I liked fairly recently.
I'd rather not talk anymore about Chance. This whole thing was about me.
You're right.
This whole thing was about me and my past and what has led to me being fired from my job. And that's the only part I want. That's the part I want to clear up. Your dealings with Chance is your dealings with Chance.
Fair enough. I would say that if this was a public service campaign to raise awareness for transgender youth, and the pictures of feminized soccer boys are easy to convince is misappropriation or somehow misconstrued, then that is my apology for misunderstanding. I don't know. It looks kind of strange to me. I'm not gonna lie to you, but my opinion, at the end of the day, is neither here nor there. It's just my opinion.
Yeah. Well, like I said, if I had a way to delete that page off there, it would be gone. But I have no way to even delete that. I've been in contact with Pinterest and everything else, trying to figure out how to get that off of there. I've been trying to get it down for a long time, but I can't. I don't have the password.
Would you be willing to show us?
I don't even remember the email address that's associated with that page. It's been that long ago.
I don't know. What did they? How did they? We have a person we know. He has issues with 14-year-old girls at the mall. His name is Tony. What did they do to help you to get over your pedophilia?
First off, I wasn't a pedophile.
Well, you're the 14-year-old. You're
Let
definitely
me
a
finish.
pedophile.
Let me finish what I'm saying. Let me finish. Stop right there and listen.
Sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Okay. At the time my crime was committed, I did not know the age of my victim. Okay. It wasn't until after I went to trial that I found out the age of my victim. I did not intentionally go after a 14-year-old girl.
That's what Tony would say.
Yeah, that's what he says.
That's exactly what Tony would like.
No, that was fact though. Okay. How many in 1994? How many 14-year-old girls had 36 D cup tits?
Well, did you measure her tits before you? Sure.
No.
I mean, how did that go about though? Like you were just riding down the bike trail and you just got a hard on.
Like I said, I'm not going to get into this on live video. This because you guys will play it out there, and I know how you guys do your. I've been watching it for the last 3 days. I'm not going to get into this on video.
So that's a definite. So are you aware of your son's penis problem that he currently has?
No, actually, no. I until you guys commented on it on the live stream the last couple of days, I know nothing of his health.
Well, he's currently living. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Marty.
Yeah, can I ask what you were thinking when you called the police? Like, it seems like kind of a questionable move.
At the time that phone call was made, my friends that I was living with at the time told me that the picture looked like me and that I should contact the police and let them know that it wasn't me, and so that's what I did. Back then I didn't know anything about the law or how the law worked or anything else. I've since then learned a lot. But I was stupid, young, and dumb, and that's all there was to that.
I mean, do you feel?
Yeah, I know you referred to like your upbringing, and sometimes things cause you to do the things that you do, and I think that's just naturally how it works. Like what was your upbringing with Sally like?
I wasn't.
She
divorced my dad when I was 5 years old. I lived with my dad and my stepmother since I was 5 years old. I visited with my mother a couple of times over the years, but I was not raised by my mother.
So she just kind of like ran off.
She got away from my dad. She knew how my dad was.
I see. Understandable. Yeah, I think that probably says a lot. I know that he was, I think, like about 25, and Sally was, I think, 14 when you were.
They were 10 years apart in age, and the reason they got married was because my dad had gotten my mother pregnant. so they could get married because they did love at the time they did love each other. And by today's standards, that would be wrong. But back when they got together, it wasn't considered inappropriate for their age difference.
It's like Elvis Presley.
Yeah, so I mean, I think. Do you know? Was your dad like 25 or 26 or 24? I think.
She was when they got married. She was 15 and he was 25.
Right on.
Thanks. So this is like something that runs in your family.
No.
I guess it could kind of be normalized, though. I guess
if you look at the history of the age of the women I was married to, 2 of the 3 women I was married to were older than me. Connie was the only one that was younger than me, and she was only about 3 years younger than me. But we were best friends from elementary school on up.
Did your other 2 wives have any kind of mental problems? Because Chance seems to be attracted to girls with mental disabilities for some strange reason.
No. My Connie was the only one that had the problems that she had, and our relationship was all about the fact that, like I said, we'd been friends. We'd been good friends from elementary school. I used to live right across the street from her and her family, so I grew up around her. And to me, her problems weren't really problems to me. I saw past them.
Gotcha. Yeah, I still think this Aaron this guy just sounds like a real creep. I really want to drop his rating down. I just wanted to take him down to like a 2. He's really, I don't like that he fired you, like especially after you bent your back for him. Like, I'm gonna get his rating down, man. I know you say not to, but I'm just
Austin
gonna drop
just
him down.
off the face of the earth. Like, there's no. I mean, I'm not saying that like they need to be investigated or put on blast or anything, but like, there's no way that anyone can confirm.
I mean,
that
they're not doing background checks over there. I mean, who knows what type of rebel rousers he's got working over there.
Actually, I know 90% of his employees personally before they worked for him, and the ones I do know don't have a criminal background at all. Most of the people that work for him right now are in their early 20s. I mean, like from 19 to 25.
I have a feeling you might be running into a few of them at the unemployment office and the TEP agency, Rupel. So I mean, they'll be out
Don't
there.
call me Rupel.
Why? Isn't that
Because
your name?
it's not my name. My name is Angus. I had my name legally changed because I was trying to leave my past behind me. I talked to my family about it before I did it. They agreed. I did my time. I did everything I was supposed to do.
I mean,
and
you
I'm
can
trying to
change
live
your
my
name,
life
but
with me.
I mean, you can change your name, but the fact that you're a pedophile isn't going to go away. I mean, it's still there. You're looking at kids, like young kids who are dressed up as women. I mean, it's kind of, it's still there, man. It's definitely there. You can read all the books you want. You can try and brainwash you. Tell the parole board what they want to hear. But I mean, come on, man. Let's be real with each other. If there was a 14-year-old in front of you right now, you'd get off this stream and you'd.
No, I wouldn't.
Or you make her. Whatever your kink
No, I
is,
wouldn't.
you would do it.
No, I wouldn't.
I believe
I
you
would not do anything like that.
You definitely would.
I have a girlfriend. I don't need to go for young girls. I don't go for young girls.
I believe that you pretend that you probably pretend that they are, make them dress up in schoolgirl outfits.
Whatever. I'm out of here.
All right, Rupel, go for yourself. You're a pedophile.